Welcome to PlayOwnAi. Today, we are building something incredible. Our own local AI assistant, which we'll call LocalAiOllama. Build local AI. Ollama plus LangChain in Python with VS Code, beginner to mastering tutorial. It's simple, smart, and a real-time project that you'll own. Let's dive in. Key learning objectives. Set up a local AI environment. The tutorial aims to guide users through the installation of all necessary components, including Ollama, Python, VS Code, and the LangChain Library. This establishes a complete, self-contained development environment for local AI. Run a local LLM. Users will learn how to pull and run a large language model, LLM, such as Llama 3, using Ollama. This is the core engine for the AI application. Connect LLM with LangChain. The guide demonstrates how to use the ChatOllama class to connect a local Ollama model to a LangChain application, making it possible to programmatically interact with the LLM. Build a conversational interface. The Python code and examples provided show how to create a simple chat loop. This allows the user to have a back-and-forth conversation with the local LLM. Utilize advanced LangChain features. The tutorial introduces more advanced concepts like prompt templates, chaining, and output parsers. These features are essential for building more sophisticated and reusable AI applications. Open terminal. Check if Ollama is installed and running using a few simple commands. Ollama, version or Ollama list or sudo systemctl status Ollama. Now, let's get Ollama installed. First, head over to the official website at ollama.com/download. If you're using macOS or Windows, simply click the download button for your operating system and follow the standard installation process. For those on Linux, we'll use the command line. Open your terminal and run this single command to install it. /curl fss lhttps://ollama.com/install.sh. Next, run these two commands to add your user to the Ollama group and set the correct permissions for the models directory. Once that's done, you can verify your installation by typing Ollama list or just Ollama. Ollama show Llama 3 or Ollama version. This should confirm that Ollama is installed and ready to go. That's it. Now that we have Ollama installed, let's pull and run our very first large language model. First, you'll want to find a model you want to use. The easiest way is to visit ollama.com/search. Here you'll see a list of all the available models. You can click on any of them, like llama 3 or DeepSeek R1 to view detailed information and get the exact command you need to run. To start, let's try a smaller model. In your terminal, type /ollama run DeepSeek R1 . This command will automatically download the model for you. Once it's finished, it will launch an interactive chat session. Let's try asking it a few questions. I'll type, "What is the capital of France?" The model responds, "The capital of France is Paris." That's great. Now let's try something a little more specific. Is the capital of France? The model responds, "The capital of France is Paris." That's great. Now let's try something a little more specific. How about, "Where is Dhaka?" It seems this model has limited geographic knowledge and struggles with that question. This is a good example of how model size and training data can affect its capabilities. Let's exit this session by typing back now. Let's try a more powerful model like Llama 3. We'll use the latest version to get the most up-to-date model. In your terminal, type !Ollama run Llama 3, latest !. Again, Ollama will download the model for you. It might take a bit longer, but it's worth it. Once it's ready, let's chat. I'll start with a simple greeting. Hi. The response is much more conversational. Hi, it's nice to chat with you. Is there something on your mind? Quote. Now for our questions. What is the capital of Bangladesh? Quote. The model quickly and accurately replies. The capital of Bangladesh is Dhaka. Let's try another. What is the capital of India? Quote. The response is, the capital of India is New Delhi. And what about a more complex question? Some major state of India. Quote. Instead of just a single answer, this model gives a detailed response with a list of major states and their significance. Finally, let's ask about Bangladesh again. Some major city of Bangladesh. Quote. As you can see, this model provides a comprehensive list of major cities, showing a much broader knowledge base. To finish, we'll ask one last question. What is the capital of Indonesia? Quote. And the answer is, the capital of Indonesia is Jakarta. Great! We've seen how to run different models and how their capabilities can vary. To leave the chat, just type !exit or !by . First, we need a code editor. I highly recommend Visual Studio Code, which is a powerful and free editor. Go to code.visualstudio.com/download. Download the version for your operating system and follow the simple installation steps. Next, we'll install Python 3, which is the programming language we'll be using. Visit the official download page at python.org/download/source. Download the latest version for your system. A quick tip for Windows users. Make sure to check the box that says, Add Python to path during installation. This will save you a lot of hassle later on. If you're on a Linux system, Python 3 is often already installed. To verify your Python installation, open a new terminal or command prompt and type Python 3 version. If you see a version number, you're all set and ready to move to the next step. We'll get you set up with Jupyter in VS Code, enabling powerful interactive programming and data analysis. First, let's open VS Code from your terminal. Just type code and press enter. Once VS Code is open, we need to install the Jupyter extension. The easiest way is with a simple shortcut. Press Ctrl+Shift+X. This opens the extensions view, a sidebar where you can browse and manage all your extensions. In the search bar at the top, type Jupyter. Click Install on the official Jupyter extension from Microsoft. This will also install other necessary extensions for a full experience. Now, let's set up a project environment. For a clean workspace, it's a good practice to use a virtual environment. Let's create a project folder. In your terminal, type mkdir PlayOwnAi to make a new directory. Next, go back to VS Code. From the File menu, select Add Folder to Workspace and choose the new PlayOwnAi folder. Now, navigate into your new project folder in your terminal. You can do this by typing cd PlayOwnAi. Next, we will create the virtual environment. Type Python 3 mvenv. This command creates a new, isolated Python environment named venv in your project folder. Finally, you need to activate this virtual environment. If you are on macOS or Linux, the command is source venv bin activate. Your terminal prompt will now show the name of your virtual environment, indicating that you're ready to install packages and start using Jupyter notebooks. Now, let's install the core framework we'll be using for our project. LangChain. LangChain is a powerful framework that will allow our Python code to easily communicate with Ollama. You can find more information and the official documentation at python.langchain.com. To install the specific package that connects LangChain to Ollama, open the terminal in VS Code. It's important that you do this from within our project folder, which contains our virtual environment. Type the following command: pip install langchain-ollama. This command installs the library we need to access Ollama's features from our code. Once that's finished, our entire environment is set up and ready to go. To start coding, our project folder will new folder for Python, like PlayAugent, venv, lib, Python 3.13. Let's create a new file in our project folder. We'll call it Start Here, IPYNB, which is a great format for an interactive notebook. Open File menu, create new file as Jupyter Notebook, IPYNB support file. Now, let's start working in our Visual Studio Code environment. We need to give our a title. Open your Start Here, IPYNB file. In the first cell, click the plus Markdown button. This will create a new Markdown cell. Inside this new cell, type a title using the hashtag symbol, like this, #StartHere. Now, you can either click the green check mark to save the cell or simply press Shift+Enter. This will render the Markdown and save it as the title of your notebook. You can now see your new file in the VS Code project tree on the left side. If you need to rename the file at any point, simply right-click on Start Here, IPYNB in the project tree. Select Rename and type in a new name. Now that our notebook is titled and saved, we're ready to move on to the next step. Right side Kernel menu. We can see the kernel is set to Python 3.13x. Clicking plus code will open a code cell where we can write our Python code. Print. Hello. Playing with Python is fun. POI. Prompt window. Visual Studio Code. Running cells with venv. Python 3.13.5. Requires the IPy kernel package. More info. Change kernel. Cancel. Install, click it. After install, complete run or execute code block. Output. Hello. Playing with Python is fun. POI. Click the plus markdown button. This will create a new markdown cell. Inside this new cell, type a title using the hashtag symbol. Like this. #langchain start. Clicking plus code will open a code cell where we can write our Python code. Pip install LangChain. Langchain-ollama. LangChain OpenAI. LangChain embeddings. Click the plus markdown button. This will create a new markdown cell. Inside this new cell, type a title using the hashtag symbol. Like this. Call Ollama model. Clicking plus code will open a code cell where we can write our Python code. From langchain_ollama import ChatOllama. LLM ChatOllama. Model Llama 3. Latest. Base URL localhost 11,434. Temperature 0.7. Max tokens 1000. Versus code terminal type. Ollama list. That show the models available in your Ollama server. Click on execute cell to run the code. It will executed without any error. In terminal, run Ollama list to see the available models. To run the model, use Ollama run less than model underscore name greater than. For example, to run the Llama 3 latest model, use Ollama run Llama 3 latest. You can also use Ollama run Llama 2 to 7b to specify a particular version of the model. To run the model with a specific prompt, use Ollama run Llama 3 latest prompt. Your prompt here. Click the plus markdown button. This will create a new markdown cell. Inside this new cell, type a title using the hashtag symbol. Like this. #invoke message with LangChain. Clicking plus code will open a code cell where we can write our Python code. Response equals LLM. Invoke. What is capital of Bangladesh? Print. Response. Content. Click on execute cell to run the code. It will execute it and show the output in the cell below. The capital of Bangladesh is Dhaka. In terminal same time type. What is capital of Bangladesh? # and press enter. This will send the prompt to the model and return the response. The capital of Bangladesh is Dhaka. That is magic of Ollama and LangChain using Python and Jupyter Notebook. We can LLM on scripting language like Python, JavaScript, and many more. Same Llama 3 latest model execute in two different way. Click the plus markdown button. This will create a new markdown cell. Inside this new cell, type a title using the hashtag symbol. Like this. #message streaming with LangChain. Clicking plus code will open a code cell where we can write our Python code. For chuck in LLM, stream. What is capital of India? Quote. Print. Chuck, content. End equals. Flush equals true. Click on execute cell to run the code. It will execute it and show the output in the cell below. The capital of India is New Delhi. Nai Delhi. We'll use A for loop to stream the response from our LLM object. Here, we're asking the question. For Chuck in LLM, stream. How to write a simple Python code to chat with Ollama using LangChain. Print. Chuck, content. End equals. Flush equals true. Inside the loop, we use a print function with two important arguments. End equals prevents a new line after each small chunk of the response, so everything stays on a single line. Flush equals true makes sure that each piece of the response appears on your screen immediately as it's generated, giving us that live typewriter effect. This is a fundamental technique for building responsive chat applications. Copy output 2. Open browser search for Markdown text view online and paste the output there to see it formatted nicely. You can also copy the output and passed on Markdown text view online to see it formatted nicely. Click the plus Markdown button. This will create a new Markdown cell. Inside this new cell, type a title using the hashtag symbol. Like this. #understanding prompt templates. Clicking plus code will open a code cell where we can write our Python code. From LangChain, prompts import prompt template. Prompt underscore template equals prompt template, from underscore template. What is the role of AI in software engineering? You can also copy the output and passed on Markdown text view online to see it formatted as Markdown. First, we import prompt template from the LangChain prompts library. Then, we create our template object using prompt template from underscore template. We simply pass it a static string. In this case, what is the role of AI in software engineering? Next, we call the invoke method on our template. Since this is a static template with no variables, click the plus Markdown button. This will create a new Markdown cell. Inside this new cell, type a title using the hashtag symbol. Like this. #understanding prompt templating for reusable prompts. Clicking plus code will open a code cell where we can write our Python code. From LangChain, prompts import prompt template. Prompt template, from template. What is the role of type in software engineering? Prompt template. Invoke. Type. Human. We start with the same prompt template, from underscore template method. But this time, our template string includes a variable placeholder. Type. This tells LangChain that this part of the prompt is meant to be filled in later. Now, when we use the invoke method, we pass it a dictionary. In this case, we pass type human. LangChain takes the value human and replaces the type placeholder in our template. We can print the prompt object itself to see the final question that is being sent to the model, which now says, what is the role of human in software engineering? Finally, we send this dynamic prompt to our LLM with the invoke method and print the result. This approach makes our prompts incredibly flexible and allows us to reuse the same template for many different questions. Click the plus Markdown button. This will create a new Markdown cell. Inside this new cell, type a title using the hashtag symbol. Like this. # chaining mechanism in LangChain. Clicking plus code will open a code cell where we can write our Python code. Chain equals RunnableSequence. Prompt underscore template. LLM. Chain. Invoke. Type. AI. Chaining allows us to link different components together in a sequence. creating a kind of pipeline for our application. This makes our code much more organized and readable. To do this, we import RunnableSequence from LangChain_core, Runnables. Then, we define our chain by creating an instance of RunnableSequence. We simply pass our prompt_template and our LLM object to it as separate arguments. This tells the chain to first apply the prompt template and then pass the result to the language model. To run the entire sequence, we just need to use the invoke method on our chain object. We provide the input, which is our dictionary type, AI. The chain handles the rest, automatically applying this input to the template and sending the completed prompt to the model. Finally, we print the result. This chaining approach is the key to building more complex and modular AI. Click the plus markdown button. This will create a new markdown cell. Inside this new cell, type a title using the hashtag symbol. Like this. # chaining with output parsers. Clicking plus code will open a code cell where we can write our Python code. Parser equals stutter output parser. Chain equals RunnableSequence. Prompt_template. LLM. Parser. Result equals chain. Invoke. Type. AI. Print. Result. An output parser is a component that helps us get a structured response from the language model, which is essential for building applications that can programmatically use the output. In this example, we've updated our prompt template to specifically ask the model to answer the following in JSON format. What is the role of type in software engineering? While there is a JSON output parser. For simplicity, we are using the stutter output parser here. The most important change is in our RunnableSequence. We've added our parser as the final step in the chain. The sequence now looks like this. The prompt_template runs first. The output is passed to the LLM. And finally, the output from the LLM is passed to the parser to be formatted. Just like before, we use the chain invoke method, providing our input type, AI. When we print the result, you can see we get a clean, structured JSON output directly from the model, demonstrating a powerful way to get predictable data for your applications. Based on your current tutorial outline, here is a more professional and easy to understand structure for your next steps. This approach also integrates your expertise as an N8N developer, focusing on building practical, automated systems. Tutorial outline. Foundational and advanced topics. Basic foundation. Building with LangChain. Goal: master the core principles of the LangChain framework. Objective: understand how to connect and chain different components, like prompts, models, and parsers, to build the foundation for a real-world AI software testing system. Next, we learn building specialized AI agents. Goal: create custom, intelligent agents that can perform specific tasks. Objective: build an AI agent with tools. Learn how to equip an AI with specialized tools to interact with external data and systems. Implement a log parser with RAG. Develop a practical AI agent that can ingest and intelligently analyze log files. We'll use * retrieval augmented generation RAG approach to enable the agent to accurately retrieve and summarize key information from the logs. Support line. Get assist. Hammer and wrench: stuck anywhere or feeling overwhelmed? No worries. You can use the full note from my GitHub. GitHub, Matanict, PlayOwnAi, LangChain. Right finger, just follow the link in the description. TV for more tutorials and smart automation tips. Visit my YouTube channel @PlayOwnAi. youtube.com/@PlayOwnAi. Speech balloon still need help? Feel free to drop a comment below. I personally reply and I'm happy to assist. Thanks for watching. If you found even a bit of value, please subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss my next AI automation guide. Your feedback helps me create the most useful content possible. So, what's on your mind? Tell me what you're struggling with in comments. I might just build a full tutorial on it for you. We release new videos every week. Let's build smarter together with PlayOwnAi Playground.